Have you ever wondered why some relationships seem to fade over time, while others grow deeper and more meaningful, even as both partners age? In today's video, we'll uncover some crucial truths that every man, especially those of advanced age, must understand about women to keep their relationships thriving. For starters, it's essential to recognize that women desire far more than words. Consistency is key. They crave the connection between what's said and what's done. It's the quiet gestures, the simple acts of listening, the small but meaningful actions that leave a lasting impact, far more than any grand declarations. Understanding this is just the beginning of building a relationship that not only lasts but flourishes. As women grow older, their emotional needs evolve, too. They don't just want stability, they want growth, connection, and shared experiences. When a relationship stops evolving, it can create a distance that's hard to bridge. This video will reveal how to avoid this pitfall and continue growing together, no matter your age. But it's not just about emotional connection, it's about sexual intimacy, too. As women age, their understanding of intimacy transforms. It's no longer just about the physical act, it's about trust, vulnerability, and emotional closeness. In this video, we'll explore how to navigate this shift and create a more meaningful sexual connection. Finally, we'll dive into relationships between older men and younger women, and how to avoid the common misconceptions and pitfalls that can make these dynamics fragile. The key is understanding emotional readiness, mutual respect, and the importance of shared values, without falling into the trap of unrealistic expectations. So, if you're ready to learn the 4 things every older man must understand about women, and transform your relationship in the process, keep watching until the end. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is crucial as it helps me create better videos that align with your interests. Now, let's get started. The first thing every man of advanced age must deeply grasp about women is that their hearts and minds yearn for far more than mere words. Women crave consistency, the undeniable connection between what is said and what is done. Over the years, many men fall into the misconception that promises or declarations of love are enough to keep the flame of trust and affection alive in their relationships. However, for a woman, words alone are hollow unless they are backed by tangible, meaningful actions. A woman will remember far more the quiet moments of true engagement, the times when you listen without interruption, when you extend a simple but thoughtful gesture of kindness, or when you show up when you say you will. These acts, though seemingly small, resonate deeply within her, leaving a far more lasting impact than any grand, sweeping declaration. What she seeks is proof, undeniable proof, that your words are not empty air but are grounded in authentic, heartfelt action. Furthermore, it is vital to understand that as women age, their need for emotional fulfillment and growth only deepens. It's not merely stability they crave, it's a dynamic connection, a relationship that allows both partners to continue evolving together. Women want more than a static, predictable existence. They want to share their dreams, their challenges, their fears, and their victories. They seek a partner who is open to growth, both as individuals and as a couple. The misconception that relationships naturally become static with age is a dangerous one. For many women, the passage of time is not something to be feared but rather an opportunity, a daily chance to learn, explore, and forge even deeper bonds. When a woman feels like her relationship has stopped growing, it can create a chasm between her and her partner, leaving her feeling isolated, misunderstood, and ultimately dissatisfied. The lack of new shared experiences can turn what was once a vibrant, passionate partnership into a dull, monotonous routine, draining the life and energy from both people involved. Lastly, it's crucial to understand that women possess an almost uncanny ability to perceive subtle nuances that many men overlook. They can sense the shifts in tone, the fleeting changes in expression, the silences that speak volumes. Where a man may only see the surface, a woman sees beneath it, noticing the details that often go unnoticed. Underestimating this ability is not just a mistake, it's dangerous. A woman will pick up on emotional undercurrents, even the smallest gestures that reveal true intentions. This is why authenticity is so critical. If a woman senses even the slightest hint of insincerity, emotional games, or deliberate omissions, it will erode the trust that has taken years to build. In the later stages of life, when both partners have experienced so much together, trust is the most precious thing they share, and it can take years to rebuild if it's ever broken. Transparency, honesty, and genuine emotional connection are the foundation of any lasting relationship. When a woman feels she is truly seen and understood, when she knows her partner is unwaveringly sincere, she feels safe, loved, and cherished. But any sign of disinterest or emotional dishonesty will create a rift so deep that it may become impossible to repair. The second thing that men of advanced age must deeply understand about women is that sexual intimacy transcends the physical act itself. This is an aspect of their relationship that many men overlook or misunderstand, especially as both partners grow older. The greatest mistake a man can make is to underestimate the immense emotional impact intimacy has on a woman, particularly at this stage in life. For women, sexual connection is no longer just about the act of pleasure or physical release. It becomes, instead, an expression of profound trust, deep emotional connection, vulnerability, and reciprocity. It is a way of reaffirming their bond, a silent promise of intimacy that goes far beyond what can be seen on the surface. The physical act is still important, but for a woman, its meaning and purpose evolve as she ages, becoming more about emotional closeness and the sharing of intimate moments than about physical satisfaction alone. If a man continues to treat sex as a purely physical or mechanical act, something to be checked off a list or rushed through, he risks damaging the connection and trust that have taken years to build. As intimacy grows more complex with time, the emotional aspects take center stage. When a man ignores the emotional dimensions of sex, he strips it of the very essence that makes it so powerful. Women, in particular, become more attuned to the emotional energy in the relationship, and sex is no longer just a way to satisfy physical urges. Instead, it is a way to feel emotionally valued, cherished, and respected. When a man fails to recognize the depth of this transformation, when he neglects the importance of emotional presence in moments of intimacy, he can inadvertently create distance, frustration, and a sense of emotional neglect in his partner. The experience may become a transactional exchange, where affection is given only for the sake of physical pleasure, and not as an expression of love, desire, and connection. Over time, this can lead to a breakdown in the relationship, as both partners feel misunderstood and disconnected. Equally important is the often overlooked issue of sexual desire in women as they age. There is a damaging and widely perpetuated myth that women lose their interest in sex as they grow older, that the flame of passion inevitably fades with time. This belief could not be further from the truth. While it's true that women's desires may change and evolve, they do not disappear. In fact, sexual desire in women may become more subtle, layered, and complex as they navigate different life stages. As women age, their sexuality matures, shifting from a focus on purely physical pleasure to a more intricate mix of emotional, intellectual, and physical connections. Female desire, while transformed, remains very much present. It requires patience, openness, and the ability to truly listen and understand the nuanced shifts that may occur. Women in their later years may not be as quick to express their needs as they once were, but this does not mean they no longer have them. In fact, their desires may now be intertwined with their emotional needs for closeness, intimacy, and the ability to trust and connect with their partner on a deeper level. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Men who fail to understand this transformation often make the mistake of continuing to approach intimacy in the same way they did when they were younger, prioritizing their own needs and desires without considering the changes in their partner's emotional and physical state. When they fall into old patterns, expecting the same responses, rushing through the experience, or treating intimacy as though it's still a youthful pursuit, they miss the opportunity to cultivate a deeper, more fulfilling sexual connection. These outdated approaches can lead to frustration, disappointment, and even resentment. If men fail to evolve alongside their partners and make an effort to adapt to their changing needs, they risk pushing their partners away, both emotionally and physically. The key to maintaining a healthy sexual relationship as both partners age is recognizing that desire is not a static force. It is something that must be nurtured, respected, and adjusted for. Finally, the importance of mutual respect and care in keeping the flame of intimacy alive cannot be overstated. As couples age, their bodies change, and so too do their sexual preferences and needs. This natural evolution should be acknowledged with sensitivity and attentiveness. Disrespecting the physical or emotional boundaries that a woman sets, or ignoring changes in her desires, can have far-reaching consequences. Not only can this damage the sexual aspect of the relationship, but it can also erode the very foundation of trust that has been built over the years. It's crucial to approach intimacy with a deep understanding of your partner's body, mind, and emotional state. A lack of respect for her limits, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, can cause irreparable harm to the connection between you. On the other hand, if both partners are committed to understanding, exploring, and respecting each other's desires, they can experience a more fulfilling, meaningful connection that transcends the physical aspects of sex. Advanced age is not the end of a sexual relationship. It is an opportunity to rediscover intimacy in a new, deeper way. With the wisdom and understanding that come with years of experience, couples can explore new ways of connecting sexually that are far more profound and fulfilling than they may have been in the past. Rather than seeing aging as something that diminishes the passion between them, couples can view it as an invitation to explore new dimensions of connection, discovering pleasures they may never have thought possible. In fact, sexual intimacy in later life can be more intense, more vulnerable, and more meaningful than it ever was before, as both partners learn to communicate with more honesty, tenderness, and openness. Age provides an opportunity to reimagine intimacy, to reinvent it in ways that honor the depth of the relationship, the complexities of the body, and the evolving desires of each partner. By embracing this evolution, couples can experience a deeper, more fulfilling intimacy that strengthens their bond and brings them even closer together. The journey of rediscovering each other in this new chapter of life can reignite passion, deepen connection, and build a stronger foundation of love and trust that lasts a lifetime. The third thing that men of advanced age must fully grasp, particularly those who are attracted to or seek relationships with much younger women, is that the dynamics of these connections are incredibly delicate, often built upon illusions or misguided expectations. Many older men find themselves drawn to the vitality, youth, and physical beauty of younger women, believing that such a relationship will not only revitalize them but also fill an emotional void they may feel as they age. There is a seductive allure in the idea of being desired by someone younger, someone who seems to embody all the energy, possibility, and freedom that time has gradually eroded in their own lives. However, what often goes unrecognized is that younger women may not be seeking the same kind of connection. Their desires may go beyond love, companionship, or even intimacy. Many may be seeking financial security, status, or other benefits that come with being involved with an older man, elements that have little to do with genuine emotional connection. In these relationships, the generation gap is a formidable challenge that cannot be overlooked or ignored. Older men often romanticize the idea of shaping the younger woman's life in their image, imparting wisdom, providing guidance, and even reliving parts of their own youth through her experiences. However, this desire to play the role of a mentor or guide often fails to acknowledge that the younger woman is an individual with her own desires, ambitions, and worldview, which may be vastly different from his own. She may not view life through the same lens, nor share the same values or goals. The result of this mismatch can be tension, conflict, and misunderstanding. What begins as an exciting and passionate connection can quickly turn into frustration when the older man realizes that the younger woman does not, or cannot, meet the expectations he has placed on her. It can also lead to feelings of devaluation when he realizes that he is not, in fact, the central figure in her life that he had imagined. The fantasy of a younger woman as a source of rejuvenation can crash into the harsh reality of an emotionally imbalanced relationship, one where both parties are, in many ways, seeking something that the other cannot provide. Moreover, it's critical for older men to engage in deep self-reflection about their motivations when pursuing relationships with younger women. There is a tendency to view such relationships as a means of escaping the realities of aging, loneliness, or unmet emotional needs. The desire to be in a relationship with someone much younger can sometimes stem from an internal struggle with fear of mortality, insecurity about one's own place in life, or the desperate wish to feel young again, as though by being with someone younger, they can somehow stave off the passage of time. But this desire to rejuvenate through another person is often misguided. It's essential to ask oneself whether the desire for such a relationship is born out of genuine emotional readiness for a balanced, mature connection, or if it is merely an attempt to fill a deeper, internal void. Pursuing a relationship based on one's own insecurities, unhealed wounds, or a desire to escape aging can create a lopsided dynamic in which one partner is constantly seeking validation, while the other may feel trapped, objectified, or misunderstood. Forcing a relationship based on emotional inequality or differing life stages rarely leads to long-term happiness. A relationship that is rooted in the desire for self-validation, escapism, or a temporary sense of power can feel intensely fulfilling in the short term, but will eventually unravel as the emotional disparities and life stage differences become more apparent. It is crucial to recognize that relationships, whether they involve younger or older partners, are healthiest when both people are in a place of mutual respect, shared emotional availability, and a willingness to understand and support each other. In cases where one partner is driven by the desire to relive their youth or fill an emotional void, this unequal dynamic rarely sustains itself. The older man, particularly if he has unrealistic expectations or is unwilling to truly see his younger partner as an equal, may find himself disappointed, frustrated, and emotionally drained as the relationship progresses. Ultimately, the person who creates these unrealistic expectations is often the one who suffers the most. The idea that a younger partner can somehow fill an emotional gap or revitalize an older man is, more often than not, an illusion, one that can only lead to disappointment when reality sets in. For both partners to experience true happiness and fulfillment, it is essential to enter a relationship with self-awareness, clear intentions, and an understanding of the emotional work that both sides must contribute. Rather than looking to another person to solve one's internal struggles or serve as a balm for insecurities, it is far healthier to engage in relationships from a place of wholeness, emotional maturity, and shared growth. Without this foundation, any relationship, especially one between individuals of significantly different ages, will likely face insurmountable challenges, leaving both partners feeling unfulfilled and disconnected. In the end, it's not the age gap that creates problems. It's the imbalance in emotional needs and expectations. Older men, in particular, must take responsibility for their own emotional health and seek relationships where both parties are aligned in their values, life goals, and emotional readiness. Only by approaching these relationships with honesty, clarity, and a deep understanding of one's own needs can they hope to create lasting, meaningful connections that transcend superficial desires or fantasies. The fourth thing that men of advanced age need to deeply understand about women is that female independence is not a threat to their relationship, but a reality that must be embraced and respected. Many older men were raised in an era where traditional gender roles were deeply ingrained, and the expectation was that women should be submissive, dependent, or content with fulfilling a supportive role. In that time, relationships often operated within a rigid framework where men were expected to be the dominant, guiding force, while women's desires for autonomy were largely ignored or undervalued. However, the world has drastically changed, and so too have the expectations and desires of women. Regardless of their age, most women today value their autonomy, self-sufficiency, and equality in relationships. They are no longer satisfied with merely being passive participants in a partnership. They want to be active, contributing equals, with the freedom to pursue their own passions, careers, and personal goals. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. For many older men, especially those whose perspectives are shaped by these outdated norms, female independence can feel threatening. It may be misunderstood as a sign of emotional distance, disinterest, or an indication that the woman no longer needs or values them. However, This misconception is not only false but also damaging. When a woman takes space to nurture her own career, interests, or personal growth, it does not mean that she loves her partner any less or that the relationship is in jeopardy. In fact, it often signifies the opposite: her commitment to maintaining a healthy balance in the relationship, where both partners can thrive independently while still nurturing their bond. A woman's need for independence should be viewed as a reflection of her strength and maturity, not as a threat to the emotional foundation of the partnership. When a man truly understands and accepts this need for independence, it can have a profound, positive impact on the relationship. Trying to control or undermine a woman's autonomy only creates tension and conflict, often leading to resentment and a breakdown in trust. For men who continue to hold on to traditional, outdated beliefs about gender roles, their failure to evolve can create irreparable rifts. These men may confuse a woman's independence with a lack of affection or emotional withdrawal, seeing her desire for space as a personal rejection. But the truth is that when a woman seeks room to grow, it is often a sign of emotional security in the relationship, not a lack of love or commitment. Respecting her independence demonstrates emotional maturity and an understanding that love does not require possession or control, but rather mutual respect and support. By fostering an environment where both partners can be independent, the relationship itself becomes stronger. It becomes a partnership where both individuals contribute equally, sharing not only love and intimacy but also experiences, inspiration, and personal growth. Each partner is empowered to pursue their own dreams and ambitions without fear of judgment or restriction. This dynamic creates a deeper, more fulfilling connection where neither person is forced to sacrifice their identity or goals for the sake of the relationship. Rather than feeling like a burden or an obligation, the relationship becomes a rich exchange of ideas, love, and support, where both individuals uplift and inspire one another to reach their fullest potential. Moreover, embracing a woman's independence can be deeply enriching for the man himself. When a man is with a woman who has a well-defined life, who knows what she wants, and who is actively working toward her own goals, it can serve as an opportunity for him to learn, grow, and be inspired. A woman who values her independence has often developed a strong sense of self and clarity about her desires, and being in a relationship with her can spark new ideas, ambitions, and perspectives in the man as well. This type of partnership allows both individuals to evolve and grow, not just together, but also as distinct, vibrant individuals. It shifts the focus from two people being dependent on each other for fulfillment, to two people coming together to share and contribute their strengths, wisdom, and experiences. By respecting and supporting her independence, the man also signals that he has evolved beyond outdated, limiting notions of what a relationship should look like. He demonstrates that he sees his partner as an equal, someone worthy of admiration not only for her beauty or warmth but for her intellect, her ambitions, and her own individual journey. The relationship becomes one based on mutual respect, trust, and a shared commitment to personal growth. And when both partners can thrive independently while remaining deeply connected, it lays the foundation for a stronger, more enduring bond, one that is not based on dependency, but on mutual respect, admiration, and support. In the end, the key to a lasting, balanced relationship is the understanding that true love does not require control or possession. A relationship can be deeply fulfilling and deeply connected even when both partners are allowed to flourish as independent individuals. When a man accepts that a woman can be independent and still be emotionally present, he opens the door to a relationship that is not only enduring but also richer, more dynamic, and ultimately more satisfying for both people involved. Embracing her independence is not a sign of weakness or a challenge to his role in the relationship. Rather, it is an opportunity to build a partnership based on equality, shared growth, and the mutual respect that comes from allowing each person to be their authentic self. The fifth thing that men of advanced age need to understand is that younger women can indeed have motivations that go beyond a genuine desire for love and connection, especially when there is a significant difference in age and economic power. It's a reality that many men, particularly those who are older and perhaps more established in their careers or lives, often overlook, either due to naivety or because they are swept away by the initial excitement and physical attraction. While not every relationship with a younger woman is driven by ulterior motives, it is an undeniable truth that some women, whether consciously or unconsciously, may enter these relationships seeking financial stability, social status, or a more comfortable life. For many older men, the dynamic of these relationships often begins with a sense of admiration and validation. They feel desired for their experience, their maturity, and their perceived stability. It's easy to see how this can become intoxicating. The younger woman may appear kind, attentive, and genuinely interested in him, making him feel that he has found something rare and special. But in practice, this could be a carefully constructed facade, behind which her true motivations are far more practical than emotional. She may view the man as a means to an end, whether that end is financial security, a better lifestyle, or access to social networks that will elevate her position in life. This creates a dangerous imbalance in the relationship, where the older man is emotionally invested, perhaps even falling deeply in love, while the younger woman may be focused primarily on the material or social benefits she can derive from the relationship. This disparity in intentions can lead to significant emotional damage for the older man. If he is unaware of her true motivations, he may pour his energy, time, and resources into a relationship that is fundamentally one-sided. His emotional investment may be unreciprocated, leaving him feeling deceived or used once he realizes the true nature of her interest. On the other hand, the younger woman may continue to play her role, presenting a picture of warmth and affection, while quietly pursuing her own interests. This mismatch in expectations can cause a profound sense of betrayal and hurt when the truth comes to light, and the emotional consequences of such a realization can be long-lasting, affecting the man's confidence and ability to trust in future relationships. Therefore, it is absolutely essential for older men to stay alert to the signs that may indicate a younger woman's intentions are more financially or materially driven than emotionally genuine. It is crucial to not ignore behaviors or red flags that suggest an inordinate interest in money, gifts, or a lifestyle that the woman may not be able to attain on her own. A few warning signs might include frequent requests for financial help, a persistent demand for expensive gifts or experiences, or an apparent disinterest in sharing simple, non-material moments together. If the focus of the relationship always seems to be on what the man can provide, whether that's monetary support, lavish gifts, or access to high-status events, it's important to question whether the connection is truly about emotional intimacy or if it's more about what can be gained. At the core of a healthy, balanced relationship is a genuine emotional connection, where both partners feel valued for who they are as individuals, not for what they can offer materially or socially. Older men should keep this in mind and resist the temptation to ignore the signs, however flattering the attention may seem. Establishing clear boundaries and maintaining a sense of caution, without being overly suspicious, can help protect against these potential pitfalls. When both partners are committed to a relationship built on mutual respect, trust, and genuine affection, the risk of being exploited for financial or social gain is significantly reduced. Finally, it's important for older men to understand that while there may be an emotional and financial investment in these relationships, their worth cannot be measured solely by material factors. True connection, lasting happiness, and emotional fulfillment come from being seen, heard, and loved for who you are, not for what you can offer. As such, maintaining a cautious but open approach to relationships with younger women can help preserve not only one's assets but also their emotional health, self-esteem, and confidence in future relationships. The sixth thing that men of advanced age need to fully understand is that, particularly in relationships with large age differences, many women may view the dynamic as a power exchange, where love, affection, and even loyalty are conditioned upon the control they can exert over their older partner. At first, this manipulation may seem subtle, with the woman appearing entirely devoted and loving. She may seem to care deeply, offering attention and affection freely, making the man feel valued and admired in ways that reinforce his sense of self-worth. However, over time, this seemingly loving relationship can gradually evolve into an emotionally manipulative game, where the man starts to feel an overwhelming obligation to meet her ever-growing demands, often at the expense of his own needs and desires. This subtle manipulation can manifest in many unexpected and emotionally damaging ways. One of the most common tactics is the use of affection and attention as a form of currency. A woman might begin withholding her presence or affection to punish the man when he doesn't meet her expectations. whether those are material, emotional, or behavioral. She may make him feel as though her love and care are contingent upon him fulfilling her desires, creating a sense of anxiety and insecurity in the relationship. For the man, this can be a devastating experience. He may start to believe that his value in the relationship lies in how much he can give, how much he can appease her, or how much he can cater to her needs. Slowly, he begins to feel that the only way to maintain her affection, or to avoid conflict, is to continually give in to her demands. This creates a toxic dynamic that slowly erodes the foundation of mutual respect and understanding that is essential for a healthy relationship. If you are still watching this video, and find these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. The danger in this dynamic is that it can become so insidious and incremental that the man may not even recognize it at first. The initial phase of the relationship may have been filled with excitement, novelty, and passion, making it hard to detect the emotional manipulation beneath the surface. However, over time, he may begin to feel drained, insecure, and emotionally depleted. The man may find himself constantly trying to win her approval, yet never feeling truly loved or appreciated for who he is. Instead, his affection becomes something to be earned, and any transgression, no matter how small, is met with withdrawal or coldness. This type of emotional manipulation can have a profound impact on his mental health, leaving him questioning his worth and doubting his ability to maintain a balanced and fulfilling relationship. Older men must be acutely aware of this possibility and take steps to protect themselves emotionally. It is crucial to recognize that a healthy, enduring relationship is not based on control or manipulation, but on mutual respect, trust, and support. Love should not be a transactional exchange where one partner holds emotional power over the other. Instead, both partners should feel valued and seen for who they truly are, with both parties equally contributing to the emotional, physical, and psychological well-being of the relationship. Setting clear boundaries from the outset is essential. It's important to communicate openly about what is and isn't acceptable within the relationship, and to make it clear that emotional manipulation, control, or game playing will not be tolerated. These boundaries need to be firm, and the man must be prepared to walk away if the relationship becomes toxic or begins to veer into unhealthy territory. Sometimes, walking away is the best way to protect oneself emotionally, even if it means confronting feelings of hurt, disappointment, or loss. The decision to leave may not be easy, but it is far better than staying in a relationship that drains one's emotional energy or compromises one's peace of mind. In recognizing that his value does not lie in succumbing to someone else's manipulations, but rather in cultivating a balanced, authentic connection, the older man is in a much stronger position to protect his emotional well-being. A healthy relationship is one in which both partners feel free to be themselves, where love and affection are given freely, without strings attached, and where both individuals feel empowered, supported, and equally invested in the partnership. When a man understands that true emotional fulfillment comes not from sacrificing himself to meet another person's needs, but from fostering an environment of equality, mutual respect, and authenticity, he is far less likely to find himself caught in a destructive cycle of emotional manipulation. Ultimately, it is about having the strength to recognize unhealthy dynamics and the wisdom to walk away when necessary. By doing so, older men can avoid relationships that compromise their emotional health and ensure that they are building partnerships that are both meaningful and emotionally enriching. The seventh thing that men of advanced age need to understand is that anal sex, while consensual for many couples, requires deep care, respect, and knowledge. It's a practice that is often surrounded by misconceptions, and it's vital to recognize that it is not without its physical or emotional consequences, particularly for women. Unlike vaginal intercourse, the anus was not biologically designed for penetration, and this means that engaging in this act without proper care and preparation can lead to discomfort, pain, or even long-term physical damage. This is a reality that many men, especially those who are older, may overlook, perhaps because of a lack of knowledge or an assumption that the physical nature of the act is similar to other sexual experiences. It's essential to understand that after anal sex, a woman may experience a range of sensations, which can vary depending on factors such as the frequency, intensity, and the amount of preparation involved. Some women report temporary discomfort, such as soreness or tenderness, while others may experience more significant changes in muscle control. Over time, repeated or poorly executed anal sex can lead to more severe issues, such as anal fissures or the weakening of the anal muscles, which can cause lasting discomfort or complications. This means that the practice demands a careful, thoughtful approach to ensure that both partners are comfortable, safe, and enjoying the experience. For men of advanced age, it's crucial to approach this act with patience, communication, and a commitment to mutual respect. Open dialogue is key. Both partners should feel comfortable discussing their boundaries, concerns, and desires openly before engaging in any kind of sexual activity. It's also vital to use proper lubrication and take a gradual approach to the act itself. Rushing or forcing the experience can cause physical harm, and it can also lead to emotional distress, which brings us to another essential consideration: the emotional impact of anal sex. For many women, the decision to engage in anal sex is not always based on their own personal preferences, but may instead stem from a desire to please or satisfy their partner. In these cases, the woman may feel pressure to participate, even if she does not feel entirely comfortable with the idea. Men of advanced age must be especially sensitive to this dynamic, and be cautious not to pressure their partners into any sexual practice that they are not fully on board with. True intimacy is built on trust, respect, and mutual understanding, and it is essential to honor your partner's limits and desires. No sexual practice should ever feel like an obligation or be undertaken solely to meet the partner's needs at the expense of the other person's comfort or emotional well-being. In relationships where there is an age gap, there can sometimes be an unspoken power dynamic where the older partner may feel entitled to certain acts or behaviors simply because of their age or experience. This is a dangerous mindset that can lead to a lack of respect for boundaries and create an environment where one partner's pleasure outweighs the other's. It's essential to remember that mutual pleasure, connection, and respect should always be the foundation of any sexual experience. When both partners communicate openly and understand each other's needs and desires, they create a safer, more fulfilling space for both emotional and physical intimacy. True pleasure lies not in forced acts or in trying to satisfy a partner's demands at the expense of personal comfort, but in a balanced, reciprocal exchange where both individuals feel respected, cared for, and heard. It's important for men of advanced age to remember that intimacy should always be about connection, trust, and mutual enjoyment, not about pushing boundaries for the sake of satisfying personal preferences or expectations. By practicing respect, communication, and care, both partners can engage in sexual activities that are both pleasurable and emotionally enriching, enhancing their bond and ensuring that both feel valued and understood. Now that you've learned some essential truths about relationships, women, and the dynamics that shift over time, what stands out to you the most? What's one thing you've learned today that you plan to bring into your own life and relationships? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.